Why should I apologize for the beast I became? Why beg forgiveness for a fury that didn't arise on its own, but was pushed, fed, and shaped by those who laughed while they gutted me piece by piece? No, there's no excuse for their comfort. They want me on my knees. It's ridiculous to apologize for the only authentic thing I have left, my response. They humiliated me. They despised me. They treated me like an ornament to be broken when convenient, like a joke at an overly polished table. They toasted every stumble of mine as if it were a glass of champagne. Did they think that would annihilate me? That their laughter and looks of pity would erase who I am? Wrong. Everything they tore from me, everything they denied me, fed me. Every slight became a stone on my road, every rejection an iron horseshoe forged around my soul. They built me with their contempt. They made the steel that now protects me. Listen closely. I didn't come to break them. I didn't come to give back with blood what they did to me. That would be too easy, predictable, and above all vulgar. My vengeance is more subtle and more devastating. I will prove they were wrong. I will give them what they never knew how to appreciate. My success, my greatness, my apex. There will be no direct strike, only the inevitable weight of my triumph when they, sitting on their cardboard thrones, have to look up and acknowledge that the beast existed and that the beast won. I want them to see me. I want them to see me at my peak, when every harm they did to me is a scar that shines like a medal. I want their faces frozen when they discover that yesterday's laughingstock is today's legend. Perfect revenge is not destruction. It's turning shame into forced admiration. The one who humiliated you must learn to applaud. That applause, loud or suffocated, will be my certificate. They were wrong. I won't lie. I became something that scares, not for pleasure, but out of necessity. The darkness around me is a cloak that hides, yes, but also defines. If they built me with contempt, now I use that contempt as armor. People fear what they don't understand, and I no longer need them to understand me. I'd rather have them fear me. Fear is respect without hypocrisy. But let it be clear, my aim is not terror for terror's sake. My aim is attention. Darkness draws eyes like an inverted lighthouse. Nobody can look away. When my dusk arrives, everyone will watch. I remember the day they pushed me to the edge. For them, it was ordinary, a joke, a rumor, a calculated exclusion. For me, it was the map that showed the way. They thought burying me would plant uselessness. They didn't know seeds that grow in shame sprout iron roots. Every time I raised my head, someone pointed at my fall. Regret? Compassion? No, just satisfied smiles. They fed me with disdain, shaped me with disdain, and now they will see how that disdain becomes my fuel. I learned the predator's patience. The beast I became does not roar without reason. It watches, studies, waits. It knows the sweetest revenge is served on a platter of triumph, shining and musical, so everyone can see it. I picture the moment. I'll climb the ladder they built from my stumbles, and on each rung I'll leave proof of what they stole from me, not to take it back, but to turn it into what benefits me. I will be living proof of their error. Make no mistake. I'm not after physical destruction or moral ruination. I prefer something more refined. I want them to feel the weight of their smallness when my shadow crosses their threshold. If they once mocked my voice, I'll answer with applause no one can quiet. If they denied me opportunities, I'll come back with doors opening for me inexplicably. If a face reveled in my fall, that revelry will be replaced by silence, then by shock, and then by the dull resentment that comes when one recognizes a mistake too late. Yes, vengeance. No, not violence. My revenge is the most effective way to prove they were wrong, make my worth undeniable in their very faces. I will reach the top and wear the wounds they inflicted as badges. Every scar will be a finger pointing, not an apology. I will show them I wasn't turned into a monster to destroy them, but into a colossus to admire. When they see me at my peak, they will feel their own smallness. Nothing repairs the past, but showing them that their actions made me unstoppable will be a lesson none can deny. There's no room for hypocrisy here, I tell you straight. Those who humiliated me taught me, without meaning to, how to conquer. They showed me how to become what they fear, an unstoppable force. And no, I won't apologize for that. Why apologize for having learned to survive? Why apologize for ceasing to be the victim they expected? If surviving means taking on the aspect of a beast, so be it. But know this, my bestiality is not a punishment for them. It's a beacon that exposes them. Imagine their faces the day I walk into a room where they once humiliated me, and instead of trembling, everyone falls silent. Not because I accuse them or drag out their crimes with words, but because my mere presence will do it. Their eyes will search for answers in my gaze and find none. Then, in that heavy silence, I'll give them the worst truth. They were wrong. Their wastefulness was theirs. The wager they made was a failure. I want more than silence. I want recognition. I don't want their tears or regrets. That would be humiliating them for being vile. What I want is the most destructive effect on their ego. Wounded pride they cannot admit. Let them see me and let their pride crumble into impotent rage. Let them wonder how the one they ridiculed could rise so high. That unanswerable question will gnaw at them. I prefer their days filled with that small despair. What did I do wrong? Because doubt remains. It will eat at them more effectively than any bloody revenge. I don't court compassion. Compassion is for the weak who don't know how to turn adversity into a tool. I chose to craft my spirit. I worked in silence, without applause. I forged skills, embraced learning they considered irrelevant. I trained when they said I had no talent. I prepared when they said I wouldn't make it. While they entertained themselves with my fall, I carved my path. Now, that path ends on a stage where I will be proof that they mismeasured me. Do they think my success is chance? Maybe they'll try to say I had help, but the evidence of my effort will be there. Consistency, discipline, the decisions I made alone. I'll show them my calendar, my sleepless nights, my sacrifices. Not to win their approval, only to show that the mistake was theirs, not mine. They assumed my flaws were destiny. They weren't. They were fuel. Now, the fire they lit lights my way, and their incompetence sits in its shadow. I want it clear. I'm not talking revenge for revenge's sake. I'm talking self-justice, the justice of being seen as I truly am, not as they decided I should be. I will rise, grow, accumulate successes until their denial no longer matters. When they see me eating from the feast they denied me, it won't be from whim. It will be to prove their vision was flawed, to force them to face the consequence of their arrogance. I imagine my name resonating when people speak it and someone says, "We used to despise him now." And then they stop, speechless. That vacuum in their mouths will be my triumph. There will be no explicit strike, no blood on their hands, but there will be something worse, the certainty that they didn't know. And the worst cruelty for the proud is the certainty of having been blind. I didn't want this at first. At first, I only wanted to belong, to be accepted. But acceptance was denied. They denied me bread and threw me crumbs. So I became someone they can't pretend not to see. I became a visible beast, a colossus that walks through rooms and headlines, that whispers in meetings where they used to talk about me like a footnote. Now I am the headline. Now I am the main character. Now I am the truth that dismantles their narrative. I promise you this, when that day comes, I won't arrive with raw rage. I won't hold banners or shout slogans. I will come with the calm of one who knows he won because he worked. I may smile, a smile with the contained taste of triumph. I will watch their looks try to justify the unjustifiable. In that moment, when their excuses begin to weave, I will remember their laughter and use it as background music. My vengeance has a rhythm. It's the rhythm of my success, the applause I give myself each morning when I look in the mirror and recognize that I survived. Do they think darkness consumes me? No. Darkness shaped me. It taught me to use shadows to my advantage, to hide my weaknesses until the precise moment to show my strength. I will be living proof that underestimating someone is a dangerous bet. They made the beast, but the beast is now a synonym for glory. That satisfies me. In their broken pride, they will acknowledge, even in low voice, that they were wrong. When they ask why I didn't speak before, why I didn't react when they crushed me, I'll answer with facts. I spoke with results. I turned my silence into the watchtower of my transformation. There is no greater revenge than the one that arrives quietly and effectively. No greater victory than the one that forces them to look and admit they failed to see my value. I can imagine their attempts to rewrite the story. They'll say they always believed in me. They'll say it online, at dinners, in private messages. But their words won't erase the evidence of their conduct, and that evidence, evident in my assent, will be the most compelling proof. What they said in private doesn't match what they did in public. That always weighs heavier than any belated apology. They will see me at the top and maybe feel rage. Others will feel shame. Some, the honest ones, will feel admiration, though it will cost them. But everyone will feel something. Feeling for those who judged and did nothing will be punishment enough. Life won't let them erase their error. It will only let them face it again and again. So yes, I swear revenge, not with blood, but with my splendor, not with destruction, but with the proof they were wrong. I did them a favor. I showed them their acts have consequences. I taught them that the people they trample can return as a force that not only survives, but dominates. When they see me, when my figure eclipses their doubts, they will know their moral shortcoming lit the spark of my greatness. I will not destroy them. I will transcend them. And in that transcendence, their mistake will be carved into the small shared history. And at the end, when they look back, they won't find rancor in my smile, only the cold satisfaction of a man who did the impossible with what they took away. That satisfaction, my friends, is the perfect vengeance. And if they ever call me monster, I will smile, because that monster is the one that teaches them their error. That monster is the one who reached the summit with scarred hands and a high brow. That monster shows up not to destroy them, but to teach them that their myopia was suicidal for their reputation. They will watch my successes multiply, and with every one, a silence will settle over their mouths. So yes, let them see me. Let them see me sublime at my apex. Let them see me own what they denied me. Let them see me walk through their doubts like a king who doesn't need a crown. Let their memory of me be the lesson their children repeat. And when the world applauds my name, let them learn the bitter truth. Never underestimate the one you thought broken, because sometimes from the deepest pain comes the most unstoppable strength. I will not destroy them. I will transcend them, and in that transcendence, their mistake will be written into the small history we share. And when, in the end, they look back, they won't find rancor on my lips, only the cold satisfaction of a man who made the impossible with what they stripped from him. That satisfaction, my friends, is the perfect revenge.